The Asia range liquidity sweep strategy is amazing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've back tested it. I've also used it to pass evals for prop firms like Apex Trader Funding. I've also used it to trade my funded accounts and have been successful using the strategy. My students who are part of my mentorship program have also deployed this same strategy and they have found success. So I wanted to create a video where I break down one of my favorite strategies if you're trading futures and Forex, and that strategy is the Asia range liquidity sweep. So if you've ever wondered why markets tend to consolidate during the Asia session and then suddenly explode with liquidity grabs right before London or New York Open, this video is for you. And what I want to make sure you get by the end of the video is I want to make sure that you understand, number one, what is the Asia range? Number two, how to identify the liquidity sweeps. But more importantly, number three, how you can position yourself for high probability trades when London or New York steps in. So grab your notes and let's dive in. So now we're in the charts, and I'm going to show you an indicator that I like to use. And this indicator is Lux Algo Sessions. So if you go to indicators, you just want to search sessions and this one. And you want to obviously click favorite. So I already have it in my chart, so we're all good to go. Asia session typically runs from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. During this time, volume is much lower, right, compared to London or New York. So take a look on this day, right? You can see that Asia literally just traded in a very tight range. But take a look at the range that New York traded in, right? It's much larger. Or even on this day, this was the Asia range. London was much bigger, right? But obviously in this day, London had the much larger session. But if you take a look at this day, Asia, take a look at London. So as you can see, generally Tokyo, as it's also referred to, generally has lower volume. Now, what does that mean? It means that price often consolidates, right? So price is normally consolidating during the Asia session, which creates a very, very tight range. So you want to think of it as the market is really just catching a break, and smart money knows that liquidity pools build up on both sides of the range, okay? So if you look at this trading range, right, the market makers will know that this is where the liquidity is sitting. So even on this current range, market makers will know that liquidity is sitting at both ends of that trading range. So now, if we're to mark this Asia range low, right, because we're just going to focus for now on the Asia range low. So this is our Asia range low. And then I'm just going to turn this off real quick. So this is our Asia range low. What we're going to anticipate to see either during London or New York is market makers coming to sweep this liquidity to go up. Because as you can see right now, price is moving up, right? So take a look at this. Price continues to move up. New York opens. What do? They come and they grab the liquidity sitting at the Asia range low. All right. So market makers moved price up during London. So you can see during London, market went up and then swept the liquidity right at the open of the New York session, and then price moved up. So if you were looking to take a trade, right, so you can see prices coming down. Let's move it to a lower time frame. So this is 9 a.m. So literally right before New York open, right? So if you were trading New York and you can see that Asia range low is sitting right over there, all you just had to do here is you wait for price to come and sweep the Asia range low, or you could even take a move to the Asia range low, right? And as you can see, price came down, swept the low, and then goes up. So you could take this entry, right, from here going up. Now, here's the interesting thing. If we go back to the 1 hour and we turn on our indicator, and we now mark out the Asia range high, right? So there's our Asia range high. And we're going to go back to the 5-minute and we're going to take off the indicator. Take a look at how price moves up and gets really, really close to sweep the Asia range high. Okay, so you could also then use that as your target. If you're looking to take your entry from the Asia range low going up. So that could have been a play that you could have taken, because it's essentially, you can see we came and we swept the Asia range low, and where did we run to? The Asia range high. So let's say we're going to take this trade, right? So we're going to only trade 2 minis on ES. And we want to see how much you'd have been able to trade to make in profit. Had you taken your entry right here, right around here, the Asia range low, targeting the Asia range high. So we will just put in our buy order now. And then let's see if we were to move our take profit. That's about a $4,200 trade. And if we move our stop loss, that's $1,500. Risking $1,500 to make almost $4,000, that's quite sick, right? So let's take a look at the trade, how it would have played out. As you can see, boom, 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 boom. You'd have hit your trade. So that's basically the importance for identifying your Asia range low and the Asia range high, because market makers tend to come and sweep those liquidity levels. Liquidity sweeps, like I mentioned, they often happen just before a major session opening. So if we go back to our chart and we turn on our indicator, and let's go to a lower time frame, you can clearly see this is 9:45 is literally when the sweep happened, but the move happening, the move towards the downside, right? It started happening right before the New York session. So that's something that you want to pay attention to. So between 8:30 and 9:30, right, there's that added volatility for the New York session, especially, which could give you a potentially good move to target your Asia range low and Asia range high. Here are a couple of things that I would like for you guys to remember. Number one, identify the sweep, meaning that you want to use an indicator like the one that I just shared to identify the Asia range low and the Asia range high, because identifying the sweep, identifying the trading range is super, super important, right? So that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing is you want to wait for confirmation, right? So I'm going to go into that previous trade and show you how you could have waited for confirmation for you to take that entry. And then entering on a retest once the sweep level has been taken normally is great. You also want to identify a logical stop loss. And then you also want to have a price target that you're targeting, which in this case, you would be targeting the opposite side of the range, the Asia range high. That will give you a really nice move to the upside. So let's say you're trying to pass an eval with Apex on the 50K account. In the 50K account on Apex, you need to make a profit of 3,000 without losing 2,500. So remember the steps I gave you, right? You want to wait for confirmation. So we broke through the Asia range low and we went up. So now I'll be waiting for the retest, right, over here for price to come back down to retest this level and take my entry there. And then if you take a look at this, this is your retest. So you would have wanted to enter on this candle that came down and then it starts to push up. So this is your entry. So let's go to the 5 steps. You use the sessions by Lux Algo to identify your sweep, right? Asia range low, Asia range high, number one. Number two, when the sweep happens, you want to wait for confirmation. So you're not just entering as soon as the sweep happens. As you can see, price goes up. You're now waiting for the retest of this level. And if it's confirmed, then you go long, okay? And then in terms of stops, let's say you're taking an eval with Apex Trader Funding, and you want to pass the $50,000 account where your profit goal is 3,000 and 2,500 is your trading threshold. What you can then do here is you can literally come over here and say, okay, I'm going to take my entry right here. And for my stop, I'm probably going to put maybe 1,500 for my stop loss. And then for the take profit, you put the full 3,000, or you can get, 30, 50 to account for any of the commissions. And if you're actually planning on taking an eval with Apex, you can use the link below in the description to sign up, and you can take your eval, and hopefully you can pass your test and you can become a funded trader. So let's take a look at the play, right? So we've put in buy, and then as you can see, boom, you'd have hit your profit target and you'd have essentially passed your eval in one move. And this is one of the strategies that I teach my mentees in my community to take their trades this way if they're looking to pass an evaluation with Apex in one day. So as you can see, this one move would have enabled you to pass your eval. You only would have used 2 contracts to do that, and you didn't really need to load up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video where I really break down the Asia range liquidity sweep strategy. It's been a strategy that my community has been deploying really, really well, and we've been finding some really good success. So if you're a trader who's trading futures and you're trading Forex, this could be something that you might want to deploy as well. And if you're looking to start your journey as a trader, I do offer a mentorship program, and you can find the link in the description to apply to join my mentorship program. I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for joining.